Hello everyone and welcome to the Monster Hunter World Iceborne Technical Weapons series. Switch Axe. Is it a sword? Is it an axe? No, it's a switch axe! Rip into monster hides with a clutch claw, all the while powering up that axe. Finish off foes with a 1-2 combination of the elemental discharge into zero-sum discharge. Charge Blade. Wreak havoc on your prey with the Charge Blade. With the ability to fire Slinger Burst from guard, it's even more versatile than before. The new Savage Axe Slash puts a new spin on the Charge Blade and adds more damage to each swing of the axe. Insect Glaive. The Ace of the Air gains some new techniques in Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Use the Clutch Claw even in mid-air and attack monsters to make them drop Slinger ammo. Use that ammo to buff up Kinsects to get them to harvest multiple extracts at once, and more. Hunting Horn. The Clarion with Clout gains an orchestra full of new melodies to play around with. And of course with the Clutch Claw, you can tenderize Monster Hide for more damage. Be sure to use your new Echo Waves attack. It buffs up your teammates with bubbles. Bow. Monster Hunter World's most technical ranged weapon is back with a vengeance. Grapple onto a monster to make it drop ammo, or unleash arrows after vaulting off your prey. Hello everyone and welcome to the Monster Hunter World Iceborne Light Weapons series. Sword and Shield. The Clutch Claw has made the Sword and Shield the king of versatility. This nifty weapon fires off Slinger ammo by the shed-load. Get the drop on the monsters by letting off Slinger Bursts at any moment. There are both new Clutch Claw combo routes and attacks that reward perfect timing with bonus damage. Dual Blades. The lithe and agile dual blades are a relentless threat in the hands of an experienced hunter and can force monsters to drop slinger ammo. Pop monsters in the face with slinger bursts after attacking, whilst elegantly dancing around their counterattacks. Longsword. The longsword renders targets helpless with ruthless efficiency. Unleash slinger bursts in between spirit slashes, then fire the clutch claw to attack and pick up more slinger ammo. The new EI slashes deliver a never-ending onslaught that can counter anything a monster throws at you. Light bowgun. The light bowgun is quick on the draw with the slinger. Tinker with your weapon using a deluge of mods. Evading reloads, wyvern blast counters. With a plethora of upgrade mods now available, the choice is yours. Hello everyone and welcome to the Monster Hunter World Iceborne Heavy Weapon Series. Greatsword. Greatsword is renowned for its ability to deliver devastating damage. Use the clutch claw to grab onto the monster and soften up its hide. Soften up a monster with a slinger burst, then combo into the meaty blows of an improved true charge slash. Hammer. The KO King has a few new tricks up its savage sleeves in Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Fire slinger bursts or your clutch claw even while charging attacks. Then grapple onto a monster to soften up their hide with a brutal bludgeon. Those poor monsters. Lance. As stout and stoic as ever, the lance is a choice weapon for those who want to stand their ground. Utilize the guard shot to unload a burst of slinger fire from behind your shield. The clutch claw can even be used to counterattack. After springing the clutch, pierce their hides to soften them up for more damage. Gun Lance. The Lance's explosive cousin has been retooled in Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Use the clutch claw to force those monsters to drop slinger ammo. Then load your slinger ammo into the gun lance for an explosive surprise in the form of a wormstake blast. Heavy bowgun. The heavy bowgun is the only long-range weapon that can soften up a monster's hide once mounted. Tons of new mods are at your disposal. The special scope lets you fire in first person and outputs insane damage at supercritical range. The great sword better watch out! There's a new damage dealer in town!
To see for yourself what it's all about. We've also got a new rank called Master Rank. Monster Hunter World had low and high ranks, and Master Rank is one step above high rank. It's like the G rank from previous games. Now let's get into the really juicy details of the game.
The biggest characteristics of this area are obviously the snow, as well as the extreme cold. Visually, it's very different from the areas in the main game, and things such as snow effects and other visual elements of the stage have had a lot of particular care put into them. So we hope you pay attention to all the details.
I like how the player actually leaves a trail behind them.
Exactly. That's something we've never really been able to do before, so we made a point of making it look as good as we can. If you're familiar with Monster Hunter, you'll know that cold areas will make your stamina gauge decrease quicker, which is obviously not ideal. But you can gather a special plant like this. That's a hot pepper, which you can use to create hot drinks. These drinks will stave off effects from the cold. Monster Hunter veterans will be familiar with this. So let's look at the starting area for a bit. It's fairly forest-like, with lots of trees. It has some familiar creatures, like Popo. It's like meeting an old friend again. In previous titles, they were always getting attacked by various other monsters. Popo, that is. So you'll see herds of them here as well as various endemic life. In an actual polar region, you may not expect to find this many kinds of wildlife, but we've created many rich, unique creatures for this area. For instance, there's stonebills, a type of bird, and these little bugs that make snowballs, kind of like dung beetles. They're called rime beetles, and they roll up balls of snow. You see us kicking it here. And these rolled up snowballs contain crystal burst, and you can use this crystal burst as slinger ammo. Of course, this locale has its own wing drakes too, called Cortos. If you're familiar with Monster Hunter World, you'll know that you can use them to move from area to area. So, we hope players can continue to use them to make it easier to get around in these big locales.
Oh, that looks nice and warm.
Yeah. We figured that in a cold area like this, you'll want to be able to warm yourself up somehow. So, we added these natural hot springs. Hot springs have the same effect as hot drinks, in that they contain components that fight off the cold, so they're good for preventing cold-related ailments. And in these hot springs, you're going to find monkeys.
I think they'll be popular with the fans.
So you can enjoy a relaxing time with the local endemic life. So, this new locale, the Hoarfrost Reach, is a newly discovered region. So, you're going to have to explore it. And you'll open up new parts of the map as the story of Iceborne progresses. In the beginning, there'll be some areas you can't reach. But once you get to the midpoint of the story, it'll open up. And in the end, it'll be the largest region in Monster Hunter World so far. So, there'll be plenty to explore and play around with.
Sure. As you can probably tell from the footage, his defining characteristics are the huge horns on his head. He'll use them to charge at your hunter, so most of his attacks are on a straight line.
That's right. but he'll pick up whatever's in his path. So, depending on where you're fighting, he may hurl boulders at you in rocky areas, or if you're in a foresty area, he may pick up entire trees while charging at you.
I see. So if he picks up a tree, that'll increase the width of his attacks. So he's going to be harder to dodge and pose more of a threat.
Yes. So even if he uses the same charge attack, the reach of his attacks will differ depending on what he picks up along the way. So you're going to have to pay attention to your surroundings while fighting him.
You know, I'm also curious about the ecology of this new monster. What can you tell us about its habits?
Well, this monster mostly eats plants, so it's not really carnivorous or anything. And it usually lives a fairly peaceful life. Sometimes it'll drink from hot springs like the one we showed before. So it'll calmly roam around for a drink, and you can also see it do things like sunbathing. Just like with other monsters in the main game, we've gone to some trouble to create all kinds of behavior other than attacks. So we hope you keep an eye out and enjoy those details too. Let's have a look at another new monster. This one's called Beotodus.
Beotodus is really the first large monster you'll get to fight in Monster Hunter World Iceborne, once you arrive in the Hoarfrost Reach.
You'll start out in an area with fairly deep snow, and this monster likes to bury deep into the snow, hiding and waiting for a chance to corner its prey. That's the kind of monster we wanted to have, so we really wanted to recreate a deep snow effect for this game. This monster will move around with half of its body buried in the snow, like the players themselves.
It'll attack you while submerged in the snow.
As we explained just a bit ago, Bombaro also appears early on in this game. Their ecological territories are very similar, so their turfs overlap quite a bit. With Nagakuga's defining characteristics are its swift attacks and its sort of wily, shrewd way of fighting. And of course, all those characteristics remain intact. We've also given it a more world-like flavor. So I'm sure everyone will enjoy how it's changed for this title. That's actually one of the points in Monster Hunter World that we've put a particular focus on. And we've made sure there are plenty of new turf wars here. It doesn't just use straightforward ice attacks. But there's a bit of a twist to its behavior, to show that you're fighting this mysterious, ancient creature. So we're sure players will find it interesting.
World introduced the Slinger, which, for most weapons, could only be used while your weapon is sheathed. But in Monster Hunter World Iceborne, you'll be able to use your Slinger with your weapon drawn for all weapon types. You can now fire flash pods with your weapon drawn, for instance. We've also added a new feature to the Slinger, called the Clutch Claw. This allows you to fire a claw while readying the Slinger, which lets you grapple onto monsters.
Controlling monsters in a variety of ways was a central theme of Monster Hunter World, around which we designed a lot of hunter actions. The Clutch Claw is basically an extension of that, in that it allows you to control monsters directly.
When you're clinging onto a monster, there are several actions available to you. What we're showing here now is called a flinch shot, which lets you unload all of your Slinger ammo at once, while clinging onto the monster's head, in order to send it barreling in the direction it's facing.
Yeah, you can use this to send monsters towards traps, slam them into walls, or otherwise create opportunities for attack.
We've added new combos and new elements for all weapon types. For instance, with the Great Sword, you can now fire more powerful Slinger shots during combos. This is called a power shot, and though it has shorter range, it's also much more powerful, allowing you to make monsters flinch more easily. So in the case of the Great Sword, you can mix this into your combo, making it easier to land a charged attack.
By making the monster flinch before your charged attack, you can then land the attack just by comboing the actions.
As another example, using the dual blades, you can fire more powerful shots while evading. And the dual blades even allow you to do other actions, like using the clutch claw directly in its new combos.
Right. You can go from attacking to clinging onto the monster's body within the same combo.
We've added new features to the light bowgun as well. And there are some new custom mods too. The mod we're showing today lets you reload ammo while evading. This custom mod is designed for reloading. If you perform 2 evading actions in a row, the second move will be a slide. And this mod lets you reload while doing this sliding evade.
There's this move where you kind of turn the bowgun around a bit, and basically it allows you to reload 1 round of ammo.
That's right. And if you equip multiple mods, you'll be able to reload more rounds in one turn.
これだ。
はい、でこれがまずその序盤の場所になって、森にこう雪が積もっているような場所ですね。はい。序盤展開する場所になります。でポポとかちょっと懐かしいモンスターも、はい、群生してたり。
あれ今回のお供のね装備可愛いんですよ。
ゆきんこ？
ちょっとね見えなかったけど
一瞬ね。はい。でこれも寒冷地用の受付場も変わってると思うんですよ。寒冷地用の装備に使って、はい、寒さをちょっとしのいでいくんですけど、それでも寒いので。
これ
うわすごいちゃんと着分けてるっていうか
アイスボーンのこうなんていうんですかねメジャーなシンボルとなる装備なんですけど、これ実は重ね着なんですよね。
これ重ね着です。はい。
これは重ね着なんです。
はい。最初に支給されるんですけど、はい。これ着ていきなさいですね。はい。で寒いんですけど、
確かに寒い。
まあいわゆるそのモンスターハンター今までのシリーズやられてる方なら多分分かると思うんですけど、その寒くてちょっとスタミナが減りやすい状態になってしまうので、唐辛子を採取してホットドリンク飲みます。
重ね着。
はい。
ホットドリンクを。
はい。でこういった今まであったそのホットドリンクで寒さをしのぐっていう方法もありますし、現地で唐辛子を採取するだけでも、もちろんホットドリンクになりますんで、はい、ホットドリンク持ち込んでもらってもいいですし、現地で調節して、はい、調達してやってもらっていいかなと。はい。で序盤のエリアはこういった感じでちょっと森が中心になってて、先ほど見ましたポポが生息してますね。こういったポポを狙ってまた大型のモンスターが出てきたりとか、大型の肉食が出てきたりっていうような場所になってます。で、はい、で環境生物も結構ちゃんと描きます。この辺はワールドでこだわってやってるところなので、これ渓谷鳥っていう鳥ですね。はい、この辺りがいたりとか、何かいるよみたいなのをちょっと教えてくれたりするような。
ああ、そうか。わかるんや。
はい。
へえ。あれ？
これ雪玉黄金で。ふんころがし的な。
けた。
で、
ひどいや
今回結構スリンガーいろいろ使ってもらいたいっていうのが今まで以上にちょっとゲームの方ではやるようにしてるんで、雪玉黄金が持ってるその雪玉を入手すると弾け結晶の弾けくるみみたいな効果がある結晶が手に入ったりとか、スリンガーの玉が手に入ったりとかもします。これ翼竜ですね。翼竜にいます。はい。
翼竜がいるってことはまたあれを使った
そうですね。先ほどちょっと言ってたそのちょっとエリアが少し広くなるんでっていうのをこういった翼竜を使うことでこうエリアをこうなんていうかショートカットして飛んでいったりとか、こう
やってくれてる。
こういったのもしっかりやってますので、この翼竜が特にこう結構幅広くなんかエリア広くこう巡回しているので、こういうの翼竜のその性質を使ってこう広くこのエリアをこう大きくこう移動していくっていうことができます。
ね、なんか羽がレイギエナみたいな。
綺麗綺麗。
綺麗。
ね。こいつも結構意外と肉食なんで。
意外と肉食。
うちじゃない。はい。で雪で寒いとこなんですけど、こういった温泉みたいなとこも実はありまして、先ほどのホットドリンク 飲んでもらってもいいんですけど、まあ、こういった温泉に使うことでも
服のままいった。
同じ効果が得られますので、
懐かしいですねこれね。
でいろんなところに結構温泉あって、
あ
はい、そこに浸かることで今ちょっと効果出てると思いますけど、まあ、これで寒さしのぎます。
誰か入ってますよ。
でこれも環境生物ですね。お猿さん。はい、銀泉山っていう、はい、
捕まえられるんですかね。
もちろん環境生物なんで、はい、捕まえれます。
いいな。
はい、まあ一緒にこうやって使っていただいても全然
楽しそう。
いいですけど、はい、
硫黄の感じが。
俺らも入ってるみたいになってますね。
確かに。
ちょっと人見かけると出ちゃう。
いやいいな温泉。
まあマイハウスにね、まあ今まで通りこう持ち帰ってもらってもいい。
いっぱい集まってる。
結構いっぱい。
本当だ。
これ、僕と藤岡さんにはとっては念願のお猿さんなんです。
これはどういうことなんですか。
トライですね。
プーギーをそろそろ変えたいみたいな時期がありまして、
はいはいはい。ずっとプーギーやってトライの時にね。
ずっとお猿を作りたかったんですよ。で、なんとかお猿作りたいっつって、いいよっつってたんだけど、時間が足りなくて、無理やけどいいっつったらいいよって言ってくれたんで、
何年越し？
コミットしたっていう。
だってトライの時のプーギーでしょ。
そう、だって面白いですよ。電話かかってきてマスターの1ヶ月前に。やっぱりプーギーに頑張ってもらっていいって言って
当時の話になっちゃってます。
いやいいですね。いやいや大事ですよ。
まあちょっと深い雪のエリアあったり、今度ちょっと氷の方に絵が映っていってると思うんですけど、こうやって調査を進めていくことでどんどんいろんな要素を持ったエリアにまあ。
Hey, do you hear that? Is it the wind? No, that's not it. Is that singing?
Unidentified tracks are cropping up all over the New World.
It's having an incredible effect on other life in the New World.
These spikes, are they from...
Everyone thought it was just a mere myth. But there it is. Velkhana.